Hello, my boy.
Hey Dimitri, hello. So what do you have in store for me today?
About this.
About buildings?
Ha ha ha. I knew you would fall for this. We shall study about graphs. Do you remember what you studied in the chapter Data Handling? Our today's discussion will be hugely based on what we learned there.
Yes, I loved that chapter. There were all sorts of graphs. Let us start our today's lesson then.
Hello and welcome to another interesting video of Notebook. As you have already guessed by now, today we shall discuss the chapter Introduction to Graphs. Graphs help us visualize a given set of data. Graphs are used to solve many real-life problems. We shall divide our lesson into 3 parts for your better understanding. So the first topic that we shall talk about are bar graphs. Bar graphs can be of 2 types, simple bar graphs and double bar graphs. Let us look at some examples of simple bar graphs first. Mr. Yadav has a monthly income of Rs 15,000. He plans his expenditure under various heads as food, education, clothing, house rent, others, savings. The amount he puts under each head are as shown. Now, if we need to plot a bar graph to represent this data, it would look something like this. The tallest bar represents expenses for food and the shortest one represents expenses for clothing. Even this graph can be interpreted to understand the data. Let us see another example. Ms. Chatterjee wants to make a presentation showing how her company earned revenue in crores during 5 consecutive years. She has listed a set of data as shown, but this data will obviously not look impressive on the big screen once she puts it up on the projector. So Neelam, her assistant, makes a bar graph for her clients to understand the data better, and it looks something like this. Now, it is evident that Ms. Chatterjee's company earned the highest revenue during 2004 to 2005, and the lowest was collected during 2001 to 2002. Friends, now that you have seen how we can depict different data using the simple bar graph, let us see examples of the double bar graphs. A double bar graph gives comparison between 2 sets of observations. Let us see what Mr. Lama, the zookeeper, is up to. Mr. Lama has been given the task by his superior to compare the diet of the bear he looks after for 2 consecutive weeks. He meticulously records the data of the diet of the bear for 2 weeks and comes up with a table of all the fruits that the animal has consumed in grams. Now he has to represent this data with the help of a double bar graph so that his superior can easily understand and assess the food preference of the bear. Mr. Lama comes up with a bar graph as shown. The red bars represent the consumption of different fruits by the bear in the last week, whereas the blue bars represent the consumption of the same fruits this week. Analyzing the data, we can clearly see that last week he consumed watermelon and guava more than this week, while this week he consumed apple, pear, papaya more than the previous week. Friends, let us see another example to learn double bar graphs better. Suppose the marks obtained by a student in the session 2018-19 in the subjects Math, Social Science, Science, English and Hindi are 40, 60, 55, 60 and 70 respectively. In the session 2019-20, the student obtained the marks 70, 65, 60, 55 and 70 in the respective subjects. This data can be easily represented by a double bar graph, which helps us find the information about the improved performance of the student in subjects such as Math, Science and Social Science, and also find the subject where the performance of the student deteriorated, such as English. In Hindi, the performance was neither any improvement or deterioration. With that concept, we come to the end of our today's discussion. I hope that you have been able to understand all about bar graphs. We shall meet you soon in our second video, where we shall try understanding about pie charts and histograms. Until then, Team Notebook wishes you goodbye.